Hello, everybody, and welcome to our week. What week are we in? We're week 6. Week 6, kind of, week 6, 7 recap of The Bachelorette. I'm Dana, and I'm here with Tyler, and we have so much to get into this weekend. Or this week, geez. It's a holiday here, people. Sorry. So I'm still on a weekend mode, but so much to recap this week. But before we get into that, just make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you don't have them yet and you're watching Big Brother, go to yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16 and get your feeds there. And yeah, you get entered into prizes, a draw for prizes like iPads and autographed pictures of house guests and all that good stuff. So you can find me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975. And say hello, Tyler.
Hello, everybody. This was a very interesting week on The Bachelorette, and we have lots to talk about. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes.
Yay. And Tyler is on vacation today,
Yes.
live from his parents' house. And I got a new camera, so look at me in HD. Sorry, folks. Good luck with that. I know, and I'm so hot. So when you guys, if I get really wet during the show, it's just because I'm melting, literally freaking melting here. It's so hot. So hot right now. You have no idea. I even got a fan here, and it's not helping. But yeah, so we went to Brussels this week.
Which is kind of a random place to go to.
I know. She's going to really. I don't know if it's because they don't want anyone having sex in the ocean this season.
I don't know.
She hasn't gone anywhere warm. Nowhere warm.
No.
So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But, yeah, they're in Brussels. They're all in coats, so it must be pretty cold.
Yeah.
And, yeah. What did you think of Andi's, little stance with all the balls?
I thought it was kind of weird. I don't know. It's a little showy.
Is that really what you want to be showing here? She's got 5 guys and you're just going to throw her the statue with some balls. But
exactly.
Anywho, they all get to their hotel room and they're all talking. And Chris comes in and I like when Chris comes in and talks to them because you get kind of what's really going on.
Right. I like it when he's there.
And what's with the scarves? These dudes are
so many scarves.
Way into scarves. They even got Chris wearing scarves. It's so bizarre to me.
Well, he's got to step up his game to fit in with the rest of them.
They're all in scarves. Nick never takes his coat off. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh yeah, he's always in a coat.
Every shot of him, he's wearing his coat and his scarf. How cold? He worries me because I don't think he's got very good blood circulation. He's always bundled up. He never takes his coat off. He's like, come on, take your coat off and stay a while. So, Nick, this conversation with Chris, I think, kind of starts our whole I hate Nick episode. This is, not me personally,
definitely,
but with the guys and everything, it's it's been brewing for a while, but as they're talking to Chris, Chris is like, yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm confident, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go to hometowns and blah blah blah, and that just gets the guys' backs up so much, and it's what are you doing?
I feel like you kind of have to be. Because
you can be confident, but don't say it. Don't sit there in front of 4 guys and go, yeah, I'm going to hometowns. It's fine for you to be in your brain going, yeah, I'm going.
He's just saying what they're all thinking. Because they're all thinking.
Well, they're thinking it too, but it's just so arrogant to say it. Have a little bit of empathy for, the Dylans and the Bryans of the group who, barely get any screen time. Chris hasn't had a one-on-one since, week 2?
Yeah, it's been a while for him.
Yeah. So, have a little bit of compassion for the people who are sitting there waiting for a group date or, for a one-on-one again, and don't be so freaking arrogant. This arrogance just drives me crazy. I can't deal with this arrogance. So, that's all I have to say about that. But Andi redeems herself. And gives my Marcus the first date card.
Yeah, which Josh was mad about it.
Oh, I know. Did you hear?
He was
Marcus,
so
and they had to bleep out whatever it was, but they were not happy. Finally, before I was all yay, you're going on a date.
Exactly, it's about time.
Fuck, you're going on a date.
Right.
About time. So it's like, let's get a taste of Brussels. And this would scare the shit out of me if I was Marcus right now, because I'm not a picky eater. Like, I'll eat a lot of stuff, but I don't like weird things.
Oh, see, I'm a
So,
total picky eater, so I wouldn't
like,
have.
so that right there, like, let's get a taste. I'm like, okay, they're eating. Finally, she's gonna friggin' put something in her mouth and eat. But I would not have liked this. But so they walk around town and they go get their chocolate, which I would be all on board for right there.
Yeah, totally.
The chocolate.
Chocolate that would have sold me there.
Yeah. But then they go and they eat mussels. I'm like, oh,
No, I would not have ate that.
no bueno for me either.
Not at all.
No bueno. But I don't know. I'm getting really like, I like these kind of walk around town dates, but every date
Every date is
the
the
same.
same thing. She needs to spice it up. If she's gonna go to these boring places,
Yeah,
she's gonna have to think of something fun to do.
exactly. Like, I'm just so tired of it's the same date in a different country every single week. It's like, come on,
Exactly.
people. Like, let's spice this up. Let's get something like ABC's got a budget. Like, I'm sorry, but you have a bigger budget than mussels and chocolate. Like, if
And
you
they're
can,
just walking around. It's not like they're not even
yeah.
paying for them to do anything.
Like, I would rather them go somewhere less expensive and have better dates.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
just walking them around for what? This is episode 7?
Yeah.
Like it's the same date as episode 1 or 2.
Yeah. Exactly the same. They just change location.
Exactly.
Change the food they put in front of them, and that's it.
Right.
Call it a day. Yeah, so they eat, they had their mussels from Brussels. I'm like, really, Andy? The only thing that's getting me through these episodes now is, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but Sean Lowe,
Oh,
like Bachelor Sean Lowe,
he
his
tweets hilarious.
his tweets in the Canadian Bachelor, if you go to at Brad C. Smith, the Canadian Bachelor too, he hasn't been doing it so much this season, but oh my god, on Juan Pablo's season, the guy had me in stitches. Like, those two get me through the episodes of The Bachelorette, just because they're so funny. So
Yes,
funny.
I love Sean's tweets.
Like, he's just the best. Like, him and Catherine are, oh god, I love those two so much. I can't remember Sean Lowe's. I think it's just at Sean Lowe or something like that.
I think it's Sean Lowe _09, I believe.
How do you even know that?
I think that's what it is.
Here, I'll turn that off now. Yeah, so then they go to dinner after eating all afternoon.
Well, we've been asking for them to eat all season long, so
Exactly.
I mean,
So she's doing it all in one episode.
exactly.
So they go for dinner, and
It kind of got
it got dark
deep.
a little bit.
It got deep.
Yeah, and like, I didn't think I could love Marcus any more than I already do, but I don't know. That boy is just like, he just.
I felt like he opened up a little bit too much. Like, it's still
You kind of have to, though. If she's going into a situation like that, she's kind of has to know. Like, yeah, you wouldn't want to open up like that, like 2 episodes from like before. But if there's a possibility that she's going to end up in your house, she kind of needs to know the family dynamic, because chances are it might come up if he doesn't tell her. Like, what would happen if his mother blurted out something in the middle of the hometown that he didn't tell her?
That's true. I don't know. I just felt like it was very that would be something that if I were in the situation, it would have to be something I was really
He loves her, though. He's already said it. He said, "I love you."
I know, but at the same time,
I'm falling for you. I love you. Like, he is ready to throw a ring on her finger and call it a day. Like,
but at the same time, we don't know her exact feelings for him. Like, we know that she likes him, but like she said at the beginning of their date, like after she found out that he wanted to leave, she kind of gave him this date to kind of see where things stand, because she doesn't know where he's at.
But he knows how he feels, so I think he just, like, if she's going to come to your house, like, if there's a possibility that she's going to come to your house, she needs to know the family dynamic, because could you imagine walking into his house and then his mother just blurting this shit out and not having, like, any kind of... It'd be like walking into Dylan's hometown without knowing that, like his brother and sister both killed themselves.
Right. That's
Like
true.
you can't walk into the situation like blind, especially with the past he's had. Like,
Yeah.
like with your father abandoning you and stuff like that. Like I think it was time that she knew that stuff. So I was good with it. Oh, but back to the walking around eating. She, like, did you hear that? I'm glad you're a good eater. I'm like, is he 4? Like, I'm glad you're a good eater. I'm just like, oh wow. Wow,
That
Andy.
you gotta be a good eater.
You gotta be a good eater. I don't know what she's cooking for dinner, but I'm glad you're a good eater. Like, I don't know. It was weird. But he's so cute. I'm
I'm
so happy.
still not sold on him.
How are you not sold on him?
He's just there.
Of the
He's
4
not,
of them left, he is the best option. Come on.
out of the 4 of them left, he probably is the best option for her. But I don't know. I would not. Uh, he's not my favorite. I have no favorites left.
You have no favorites
At this point, it's all up in the air on who wins.
left. No, I don't know. But what did you think, oh my God, of the Nick situation after Marcus walks in and Nick walks out?
Total like Courtney Robertson style like creeper status.
Like, I mean,
But I mean, we
either
gotta give him props. We gotta give props where props is due, because he is playing this game well. This is a game, and he is playing it very well.
but either this was extremely staged, or there is somebody
What
in
was so
Belgium,
staged? What
or
online
there
show
is
is
somebody
not
in Belgium
staged?
that is jobless right now. Somebody
Oh,
from Belgium is walking around with the chick from CBS who spelled Jacosta's name wrong on the intro. They're all walking around with no jobs.
well,
That
I'm just saying, like, yeah, that it had to have been staged. But I
like
was
I
like, part of me was hoping that when he went to go knock on the door, that it wasn't room 207, and like they didn't think that part through.
funny. Like I went to school for hotel resort restaurant administration. What that girl did is
So illegal.
bad, 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 bad. Like you never ever give out
Like
information like
he
that.
gave no like idea of himself to even show that his last name was
No,
Dorfman.
yeah, no. Like, well, I mean that doesn't even matter these days because nobody, like, hardly anybody changes their name anymore. Like to find a woman that actually changes her name to her husband's name is 1 in a million. But like, yeah,
I mean,
no.
I guess could have been because of the camera. She thought, well, maybe he's telling the truth. But at the same time, I think
I
it
mean,
was
yeah, it had to have been staged because I mean you can't just set that up. Like I'm sure there was even a producer in Nick's ear going, sneak out, we got it ready for you, sneak out. Like
But
it
I mean,
it just
it was a
seems
good move
so
on his part.
because they all have handlers, like they don't walk around freely. Like
Exactly.
so I mean someone had to be like, go now. And then yeah, so she answers the door, she lets her in. She had a really nice suite, wow.
Yeah, very very nice.
And then they go for a walk, and I'm just like, oh
And
god.
she's talking about like how he broke the rules, but she was okay with how he broke the rules.
They're always okay with it. Like they're all that every season that happens. Oh, it's a little bit of guilt, but it's okay. Like I would be pissed if I were the boys watching that. Like I wonder if the guys know that it's happened. Like if anyone's told them like after he's gone that that's happened.
Right. I want to like because he was gone. He had to have been gone for a while.
Yeah, and like, could you imagine like watching the show and going, wow, like because all these guys are like they're so friendly on
Vying for this
Twitter.
one-on-one day, and then he just randomly gets one.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, they're all so friendly on Twitter, right? So, like, they're watching the show, and, like, they're all tweeting with each other, and, like I never saw any, like, crazy tweets going, holy shit, I didn't know that happened. So, like, I wonder, like,
I would think they would have to know, because I mean,
well, maybe because the mental all has been probably
Is it
shot.
filmed or is it live?
I don't remember. I don't know. Can you believe Mental All is, like, in 2 weeks?
I know, like this season's gone by so fast.
So fast. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Well,
We need a new show.
so there's Bachelor in Paradise.
But then you're
And then
back
we
in
got The
school.
Bachelor.
And you're
That's
back
true.
in school. So
That's true.
we gotta do some work with your schedule. Yeah, so yeah, sorry, sidebar.
Sidebar.
Yeah, so Nick, and they kiss, and oh God, it's so noisy today. It's like, thank God I'm not. Thank God she's not on Big Brother. Could you imagine having to listen to that
It's like
on like live
all the
feed?
time. It would be
Like,
awful. It would be so awful.
so noisy. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But
I mean, I was at first I was like, he's total creeper for doing this. Like he shouldn't be doing this. But at the same time, I was kind of glad that he did it because he's putting himself out there. That totally could have backfired on him.
totally. Like, I don't care if they do it. I just hate how he does. I hate how he is arrogant with everybody else. Like, yeah, people could, like, Claire did it last season, but she didn't rub everybody's faces in anything. Like, Courtney was different. She's a different animal, but
She's a different breed.
yeah, but I think what Rob on Emily's season, the Canadian guy that had the girlfriend, that
Uh-huh.
he's the one that has started this whole sneak out business, because I don't think that ever really happened until he did it that one time when he like walked to the mansion in LA. And
But
now it's like,
at this point in the game, you kind of have to do that. Like it's all or nothing. You put yourself out there or you don't.
I just wish it wasn't him putting himself out there. It's like the wrong guy is stepping up, like Brian or anybody else. Like,
Or the
God,
guy who's still there that hasn't been in like the last three
I know.
episodes.
Second Dylan, I'm like, I would be pissed off if I was this guy. Like, he's getting nothing. I'm like, it's bad enough he's,
Gave up his life for however
yeah,
long that this process
exactly,
is,
and
and he's not even making airtime.
she's stringing him along. Like, she has no intentions of ever keeping this guy. Like,
Oh
I don't know
no.
why he wasn't gone last week. Like, why
Well,
JJ
exactly.
isn't
Like
still there.
he left the group date that he went on early, and then like she never like reconnected with him again
And then
still at this point
decided
in
to keep
at the
him.
time.
Like, you would
But
think that he would be one that you would get another one-on-one with so that she can figure it out, but uh,
exactly.
I give up on Andy. I don't know what she's
Yeah,
doing.
I jumped the Andy ship.
But he was like, I'm going to marry. He told her that he's told himself that he's going to marry her. And it's like,
Which I don't know, marriage talk. I think even at this point in the time of the game on this show is even a little too much because at the same time, while you know them, you don't really know them yet. You're sharing them with four other people still.
exactly. And she's going to be sleeping with four people in like next week.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but whatever. So then Josh gets the next one-on-one, and it's called, what's it called?
Let's get or let's get into it on. Is that what it was?
Let's get it on. Now, fun fact, June
Um,
Song from Big Brother
Number
4
four lives
lives
there.
in Ghent.
I
I was
wonder is
looking for the
she
Rice House. Well, she lives, like, I think Ghent is like a township or like something, because she lives in Evergem, which
uh
is in Ghent. So I think like Ghent is like a larger piece. Like, I live in Burlington, but Burlington is in Halton region. So I
uh-huh.
think
I think it's
that
just like a
might,
suburb
yeah.
of
So I think might be, it's not a suburb, but like it's basically like, well, for us, like Halton is basically like what we call like a school district or something like that. But like
yeah.
it's like there's Peel and there's Halton, and like there's a bunch of different like regions in Ontario and like other provinces. So like I think that might be what it is. It's like the region. I thought I turned that off. It won't go. But so yeah. So I was looking around for like Rice House, because she just opened up a new restaurant in her little town, and
That would
so
have been cool if they would have went there to eat.
I know that would have been amazing. Well, she just opened it in May, so it wasn't open
Ah, that's
when they were filming. But
is she
yeah,
big, or is she a Bachelorette fan? Did she tweet about it or anything?
she was blogging Bachelor last season, but Juan Pablo just freaking like took her over
Turned
the
her
edge.
away.
Yeah, she hasn't really been. She's been so busy though because she's opened this restaurant. So she's
Right.
the way things work in Belgium is really weird in like business. Like, she's basically opened up like like a mom and pop store, and she like you can't have employees, because if you have employees, you have to like it's like union and stuff like that. So it works really strangely over there. I don't really get how it goes, but yeah. So it's basically her and her husband
Oh
doing
wow, that is
the work.
weird.
I mean, her husband works like a full-time job on the docks and stuff like that. So it's basically her doing
Oh wow.
everything. Yeah. So she's a busy girl now.
She
She hasn't even been tweeting about Big Brother.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
she must be busy.
Yeah, she hasn't even been tweeting about Big Brother, so yeah. But yeah, that's where June's onwards now, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so they do some more walking.
And some eating. They definitely got a lot more eating in this.
Yeah,
this
a
trip.
lot of eating. Well, because I can't afford nothing. Like, I don't know. And like then they have like the goose parade, and Josh sat there watching. And he's like, phenomenal. I'm like, where have you been living that geese walking down the street is phenomenal?
It's phenomenal. Like, he's clearly been living under a rock since he quit playing ball.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's cute. Yeah, it's different, but I wouldn't go
say
phenomenal. Like, this is along the I'm ecstatic to be in Connecticut comment
Exactly.
from Markel. Like, where do you find these guys? Like, they never left the house?
They must have been sequestered for a long time before.
Yeah, you know, they've been in that suite so long that geese walking down the street is like the highlight of their day. And it's like, oh, wow. Wow. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, phenomenal. So then they go to like a castle.
Which is kind of creepy looking. I thought like it was very eerie. Horror movie
like
stylish.
Yeah, it's like they didn't have electricity or anything because they had all these candles.
Candles and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And they eat and they talk. And Josh finally says, I'm falling for you. Now, did you see her face when he said it? Like, I've never seen her face like that before. Like, the minute he said it, she was like lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. She is like so into him, and like I just don't understand because he is not opened up. They have
doesn't do it for me
like they have a physical connection, but they don't have an emotional connection
yet. No, I don't know. I've never seen her react that way to like. I mean, like Brian says, I'm falling for you, and she's like stone cold killer look. You know, I mean, Marcus.
She's totally like the nerdy schoolgirl. And he's like the big popular jock in high school, and then like he says the like one thing, and she just like went totally all over him.
Totally, yeah. She's hot for him, and it's
too much for me to handle.
I hate him. I don't hate him, but I hate him less than I hate Nick. Like, I mean, I don't know.
If I had to choose between Josh and Nick, I would choose Nick.
Really?
Yeah, Josh says no. He's not. Nick at least opens up to her.
Well, I can see why. I see his reasonings because you're not getting anything back. Like, you don't know what he's going to be like the minute she can say I love you back to him.
Yeah, but he just like says I love you, and he knows nothing about her.
Well, none of them know anything about her. Like, she's not telling anybody anything about her. She's never said one word about her.
I know, so why would you say I love you to someone that you don't know?
Because I watched last season and I know her from there. Like, I don't know. I just...
Like, no. It's not that... It's too early for that. Too early.
I'm done talking about Josh. I'm over here. I hate him so... I hate him, but I don't know.
He's just very cocky.
He's not Marcus. So then we get our date card for our group date, which was, you know, the rest of them. We got Nick, Dylan, Brian, and Chris. And Nick is just like, oh, I hate group dates. Like,
he should be okay with getting a group date because he just got like a special extra one-on-one.
And the thing is, this group date is the only one with a rose on it. Like, I mean...
Exactly, so if he really is gonna,
even before knowing what we'll tell you about the rose in a minute, but just knowing that, yeah, there's a rose on this date, that's the date you want to be on. You want to be able to fight for a rose.
Exactly. You don't want to be like, sure, a one-on-one date is good, but at the end of the day, you don't know if you're getting a rose. You don't know where her head's at. at the end of that one-on-one date.
Exactly. And at least now, like, when there's only 4 people in a group date, you're getting time. Like,
Right.
you're
You're
not
getting
fighting for it. You're not, like, you're gonna get,
everyone's gonna get a little bit of time with her.
yeah, you're gonna get some time with her. So, and you're gonna get a good amount of time with her.
Right.
So, I don't know. I know you didn't really get to see this because of the internet and stuff like that. But yeah, so they go to like these castle ruins, and she's like, "We're gonna explore the English or the Belgium countryside." Shut up, phone. And get out of the way. And so they go on this like weird rail bike thing. I can't even describe it to you, Tyler. It's just so weird. It's like 4 bikes with a carriage in the middle, and these guys have got to pedal their asses along this railroad. And I mean, like, they're all in like coats and their scarves.
Well,
So,
because
like,
they never leave the hotel without them.
right? So like some PA is like running beside this thing with all of their coats because they're all in like t-shirts on this thing, and they're like and Andy's just like Queen of Sheba, just in the middle of this cart, just loving it up. And like, I have to say, like, Nick was lot less salty this group date. I don't know if it's because he was coming off of the thing with Andy
I'm
or
sure
not.
that's what it was. And I mean, while this is a group date, it doesn't really feel like a group date because there's not that many people on it.
Yeah, like, and it's just so they go and whatever, and then they end up at this like clearing or whatever, and like she points over to the hill, and she's like, "That's where we're going," and all you see are like the tops of a building, and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Want to see where we're going?" So she takes them up there, and like the date was called True Love is Sacred. Okay, so she gets them into like this wall, and she's like, "We're in a monastery. We're at the abbey of the monastery of." I don't know what the monks' names were called, but it's a working monastery. Like, people are studying there. They're going to church there. Like, it's holy ground. She's like, the only one rule is there's no kissing on this side of the wall. And they're all like, fucking great. Like, well, what are we gonna do, right? So like they all like they walk around and they get into this little courtyard, and there's like beer and like food or whatever. And she takes Chris, and she takes him to like this little pottery shed thing just outside the walls, so they can kiss there. And so it's like it is totally like the scene from Ghost. Like, when I tell you that, I'm not kidding. It's like she's there with her hands on the pottery, he's behind her, doing the whole Ghost thing. Now go. What do you think
Which
of this?
I am surprised that he's on a group date this week after finding out last week that he was the secret admirer. I really thought he would get a one-on-one this week.
True. I agree, but what can you do? Either she's really secure in her feelings for him, or she just doesn't really give a shit. Like,
Right.
that's all there is to it. Like, there's one or the other.
Like, totally expected him to get a one-on-one.
Yeah, and especially because it's been so long since he's had a one-on-one.
Yeah, he was
Like,
way back there.
Yeah, it was like week 2, right?
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 after Eric left.
Yeah.
And so yeah. And he's like, he kisses her or whatever, and they go back in. And this is what makes me so mad about this episode. I'm like, oh, I just want to take Andy and just freaking put my hands around her neck. She brings Chris back, and then tells her, like, I mean, the rose is sitting on the table from the get-go, so they all know there's a rose on the date. And she's like, okay, I'm going to tell you about the rose. And she was dreading telling them about this rose, because the person that gets the rose gets to continue on the date. The other 3 guys get turfed back to the hotel room, kind of like the basketball game.
Yeah.
And she tells after Chris.
Which she should have told beforehand.
Like, this guy's got no more time now. Like Pottery Barn, Schmottery Barn. I would have been, like, I am sure something different would have happened there.
If he would have known that
Exactly.
ahead of time.
Exactly. Right? Because, I mean, he's thinking, okay, we're here now,
Like,
but we're going to be somewhere later. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have...
for the time being.
Yeah, we're going to have an after party, or, we're going to go somewhere else later. But no. So then she takes... Who did she take? She took Brian next, and Brian admits that she's falling in love with her. And Nick. Nick interrupts Brian.
Well, surprise.
And Andy's like, okay, you can take me.
She's totally into Nick. Like this episode made it clear she is.
Oh wait, no,
Nick.
Nick didn't interrupt on this part. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm getting confused with the cocktail party. Never mind, she didn't interrupt here. She interrupted later. He interrupted later. But yeah, so he's falling in love with her, and she's like, I never thought you would say that. Blah blah blah, whatever. And then Nick. She goes and talks to Nick, and remember Ben's season? Well, not Ben's, Ashley's season when they were in somewhere in Asia and they were in front of like a temple or something, and you weren't allowed to kiss there, and they're like, we're just gonna kiss with our eyes.
Yeah.
Without them saying that's what they were doing, that's basically what they were doing. Yeah, basically what they were doing. It's just like I'm like, oh my god, this is so
this
bad.
Is too much.
So bad. And poor Dylan, no airtime.
This poor guy, like, I can't even.
I can't.
Is he on Twitter? We need to find him on Twitter.
He is on Twitter. He's like, yeah, I have him on my Twitter. If you look through my thing, he's on there. He's on there.
I need to know what his thoughts are about his lack of airtime.
I know. Like, I mean, I've been pushing for like a JJ or a Marcus if Marcus doesn't win this to be the next Bachelor. But I'm kind of like, you know what? That kid he deserves some time. Like, ABC has shafted this poor guy.
There are people that went home on week 2 that have got more airtime than this guy has.
Exactly. Like, he needs this guy. He
deserves it.
He does. He needs it. He's just
Start the hashtag now, Dylan for Bachelor.
Yes. Oh my god, I didn't tell you about the concert. We didn't even talk about the freaking stupid concert again. Sorry, backtrack to Josh.
Well, because it's just another concert of something that we don't know.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
No, but my point on this was, did you see the crowd? Nobody cared. Like, it was almost like they had this concert going, and they're like, you know what? We need some people, and they just pulled people off the street and said, stand here for 10 minutes, let them kiss behind you, because they were all just like...
Well, everywhere else around the world is so over Andy as well, probably.
Oh god, I was just like, wow, these people don't even care. Like,
they're all feeling the same way we are.
Yeah, American Young. We'll give them the plug. Maybe they need the business, but like, I've never heard of these people. They were pretty good though. I actually like them.
Yeah, they were okay.
I like them. She has a really nice voice, the female lead, but
yeah.
It's like, who are you? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So back to the monastery. You are gonna crawl the walls when I tell you what she did, because she does it every week.
Oh.
And it pisses you off to no end.
My least favorite thing.
The rose in front of everybody.
She will never learn.
Never.
Never will she learn that you can't do this.
Well, I mean, there's only 4 people, so it's not like she can really kind of go on.
It was the same thing when it was 8 people. It was like...
But at least with 8 people, you were pulling them off into, like... I mean, when she was pulling these people off, she was pulling them off, like, far, not, like...
2 feet away.
Yeah, we're not going to go over here. Like, they were, like, far. So it's not like she could be, like, 1 minute, and then...
Well, I know, but still, at the same time, like, it's just such a bad, ego check.
Like, well, no, like, if this was the date I would allow her to do it on, this would be the one. If there was a date she could do that on, this would be the one. The other ones, when they're, like, in the next room, yeah, go get the rose and go give it to them. But this one, like, they're, like courtyards away, and they're in different buildings, and, like, yeah. Lord. But yeah, so Nick gets this rose. Shocker. I'm like, so yeah, and I'm pretty sure he got the rose, not because of what he said on this day, because he didn't say anything different than he said on their walk the night before. Like,
yeah,
it was because of that. Like, and that is so stupid. Like, Chris should have got this rose. A, for being the secret admirer. B, and he got the rose last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I don't care. He should have gotten it again.
Jumping on the Team Chris bandwagon now that JJ's gone.
Oh, It was
Still too
so
soon.
hard. Yeah, don't even. Unless you want me to go back into mourning, I can go change my shirt back to black. Like, but yeah, no, it was so hard to watch. I'm like, the comic relief is not here. None of these guys are like
Funny.
really funny until the end. But did you get to see the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure when I sent you that link this morning, you're probably like, why am I going to put this in my blog? But yeah, no, so they go walking again. I'm so freaking tired of walking.
I know, like they get. I wonder if they were like. I just.
Yeah, so they go for another walk and they go for dinner, whatever. I'm not even gonna talk about that because nothing new was said. What the drama was going on back at home when all guys are just sitting there just ragging on Nick like no tomorrow. And I don't care if they're ragging on I get it, but shut up if you're not gonna say anything to Andy.
They rag on him all the time though, but at the same time, he's the one that's like. He's the one that's doing stuff. Like at least he's trying. He's there for a mission. He's not there for the 15 minutes of fame. He's there to find the girl that fall in love with. And that's what the whole point of the show is. He's not there to be in this fraternity house like how he put it last night and be bro to bro with all these other people. Like that's not what he's there for. And I feel like yeah, the other guys are there to find love too, but at the same time they're okay if they don't find love and they're just having fun in this fraternity house.
Well, what do you think? I don't know if you got to see this part, but one of them was saying how they think that Nick is he's gonna get to the final two, and then he's gonna walk. Like he's not in it for Andy. He's here like to win. And I just saw
I
a Twitter
don't know.
comment. Sorry, Colleen's killing me. I'll put it up in a minute. But yeah, like that he's just gonna walk the minute he gets to final two.
That would make for amazing television. I kind of hope that happens, but I don't know. I don't think he would do that. Do you think he would do that?
I don't know because he's so creepy. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. They're all ragging on him. I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna rag, at least be a man and like at least tell Andy what you guys see. Like, if you all go to her and say, listen, this is what we see. Because, I mean, it's not very often where you get 5 guys hating on one. Like, normally when people hate, it's a couple of them and whatever.
Well, I
But,
mean,
like,
we
all
say
these guys, and it's not even just 5. I mean, it's been, like, 7, it's been 8. Like, everybody has had a problem with him. And now if everybody has a problem with one person, then there's something to worry about. If a couple of guys are like, oh, he rubs me the wrong way, I can see not wanting to believe it. But when you've got, and especially some of the guys you've got left that don't like him, like when you got Chris and Brian, like guys that are just super, super nice. Like whatever Josh thinks, I wouldn't care because he's a douche
he's a
too.
douche.
But like you got a bunch of really good guys there saying, you know what, this is not.
I think something must have happened back in LA in the house that we didn't see because like he's doing creepy type stuff, but I mean if we were outside of the show, I don't think we would consider this creepy, if that makes sense.
I don't know. Like,
I think something must have happened behind the scenes in the house back in LA that we did not see, and that's what made he must have said something or did something that everyone turned away on him.
yeah. So, but that's my point. Like, if everybody is saying the same thing, and I mean, it's been like this for weeks now, where a big group of men are saying we have an issue,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
It's kind of what we asked for, though, because they were too bro to bro at the beginning of the
Exactly.
season, and
But
we
then he
wanted
comes back
drama.
from his date. He comes back from his date, and then they just start ragging at him, which, good. Like, be guys and say, these are my problems with you. But then
Right.
he just makes it worse by saying, I don't care. Like, this is how I feel. I'm confident. I'm going to hometowns. Like,
See, I liked him in that moment because, like, that's where my internet started picking up again, so I could see it. But like, I was very Team Nick in that scenario, that situation.
I don't know. I think
'Cause, I
he
mean,
needs.
how would you have handled it if all these people were ragging on you like that? Like I
The
mean,
thing
he's
is, I
being
wouldn't have let
honest.
it
He's
get to
there for
that
the right
point.
reasons.
I wouldn't have let it get to that point. This is not the first conversation they've had with Nick about this issue.
You're right, but at the same, like, they are cut off from things, and so that's all what they have to deal with is like they're letting little stuff build up and become big things when they don't need to become big things, like because they have nothing else to do. They have so much time on their hands.
I guess I don't know, but I'm just like, you know what? I would have listened and been like, okay, I get it, and not been the same douche week after week. Like that's their problem. Is like they've said, you know what? You're an arrogant asshole.
Take a chill
Calm
pill
it down.
and
Yeah,
right.
calm it down and whatever. But he doesn't listen to anybody, so he just keeps piss. Oh my god, my earbud will not stay in. Just keeps going on and on and on. And it's like, just shut your mouth. Like you can be confident all you want, but nobody wants to hear about it. And
Right.
that's yeah. But they all bitch about Nick, but they don't say nothing to Andy. So you know it doesn't even matter. Like if you're not going to say nothing to Andy, then shut your mouth and go about your business.
Exactly. They're all like wimps.
Yeah,
Like
just
if they're gonna cause all the drama, at least explain the drama to Andy and let her address the
exactly,
situation.
exactly. But whatever. Yeah. So yeah, no, like Brian calls Nick out on his confidence. You know, he's like, you prey on our insecurities, you get in our heads. Well, if you're insecure, that's your own problem. That was that one I'm Team Nick about. Like, if what you're saying is making you feel insecure about your relationship, that's your issue, not Brian's issue. So, or not Nick's issue. Just that's your own problem.
Right.
But I think he does do things like there are things I think he does just to aggravate, and that isn't right.
Yeah, to a certain extent,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And like the guys are like, you know, you're more into the strategy than Andy, which I can kind of see because if you know someone's going into a week of dates and going, okay, so this is how this is gonna work, and blah blah, like you know, like you're not in Big Brother. There's really no strategy here. Your strategy is to put yourself out there and to get the most time with her as possible. It's not.
Which that's a strategy. It's total. It is a strategical game. It
It's
is.
not
It
game.
is a game. And no matter how much you disagree with that, it is a game. It is a mentally exhausting game. You're cut off from everything, while you get a little bit more like freedom compared to other shows. It is a game, and you're vying to get to the end, and just the prize instead of no money is a significant other. Like,
But it's not. But it's. I mean that it's a strategy, but that should be the same strategy for every person. Like every guy on the show should have that same strategy. It should be to spend as much time as I can with Andy, to put yourself out there, and to forget the other guys.
right, and
Like
that's what Nick is doing, I think.
it's not like you can play this game three different ways. Well, you can, but you're gonna
Well,
end
yeah,
up at
you can.
home. I
Right.
mean, so like there's really only one winning strategy in this game, if you want to call this a game.
We're gonna call it a game because that's what it is. And what Nick is doing is he's playing the game greatly, and he is making great television,
Sure.
which is just two for two.
So we go into the cocktail. I'm done with Nick. I can't. I can't.
So many great one-liners in this. In this,
Yeah, it's like Chris is like, you're not here for the right reason.
your favorite
I'm
phrase.
supposed to take the TV and be like, ah! Like it's just I can't deal with it. So I go to the cocktail party and like you know Josh talks to her and Marcus is like, I'm proud to show you off. Like the conversations right now are so unconsequential. It's like ugh.
Yes, like blah 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 blah.
Like and the only thing is like Chris took her like to a fountain and you know was like he was actually talking to her about Iowa and like you know how like he wants her to see where he lives, and what his life is like. And then like Dylan got a little tiny bit of airtime, not too much.
Yeah, it's almost like, who are you again?
Yeah, and then Brian talks to her, and this is where Nick interrupts Brian. And this is my problem with it. You can try to interrupt, that's fine, like, but I think at some point Andi has to be like, go away. Like
Oh no, she does not have the. I don't think she has the ability to say no to anybody.
Like, just give me 10 minutes. You have a rose on your chest. Like, that would, if I was a bachelorette, I would be like, you know what? We're in a cocktail party. If you've got a rose on your chest, back off. I don't want to see you till the end of the night when I'm done talking to the people who need to be talked to.
Yeah, see, I don't think she has the guts to say that, which is so ironic because she was the one person last year to have the guts to like tell Juan Pablo off.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
but
just
it's like she lost all of that when she became the Bachelorette because she will not tell anyone no.
I know, and it just makes me so mad that, I don't fault Nick. Like, I don't fault anybody for interrupting.
You fault her.
I do. I fault either the Bachelor or the Bachelorette for saying, oh yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about the poor person that's sitting in front of you feeling like a piece of shit because you don't think their time is valuable enough anymore that you would rather spend time with that one.
That's already got a rose.
That's what makes me so mad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It just pisses me off.
She has no backbone.
She has nothing, and I'm just like, and for a lawyer, this is like, it just makes me so.
Which it makes it like so ironic. One, that she said that to Juan Pablo, and two, that she's a lawyer, and she has no backbone.
I know. I'm just like, I can't. It bothers me every season when people do that. When like the interrupter comes, and they're like, okay, yeah, because could you imagine being Brian? And like you're trying to pour your feelings out to her,
and she's just like,
yeah, no, you're done. Like he has come, you can go. Like,
well, that's what I mean. It's the same like gut feeling that you get whenever she gives the roses out in front of 17 other people on the group date. Like it's just she's not very subtle with things.
I know. It just bothers me. I feel bad for Brian.
So do I. I feel bad.
Like it's
just awful situation to be in.
It is. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, and then after this whole thing, Chris grabs her again, brings her outside. He's like, "I got something to tell you," or whatever, and he just kisses her.
And then she cuts to a confessional, and she goes, "You go, farmer." And
farmer.
Farmer. No.
Yeah, no. That's her whole thing. He's a man. You go, farmer. Like. How about a nice man? Like, why are you like into the like? I don't know. I don't know. I just can't. So we go into this freaking rose ceremony and get shocking who goes home, not shocking who goes home.
I totally predicted who would go home by the end of the episode. Like by the cocktail party. Well, one, we haven't seen the guy in like 3 episodes, so you knew.
I don't think we've seen him since Connecticut, to be honest with you.
Like, we knew he was going to go home. Brian, I feel like ever since their awkward date, he just kind of...
He's dead man walking.
Yeah. Like, she kept him along just for, like, be nice, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I've been nice long enough. Like, let's
like, bye, Brian. Bye, Dylan. See you, men tell all. And then that was it. I think the funniest part of this episode was at the end of it, when we find out that Brian has, like, a pickle phobia.
Which I didn't even know like a pickle phobia existed.
I didn't know it was a thing either. I do know, like, I used to work with a girl who was terrified of onions. Don't ask. I don't know. Like, if you put an onion down, she could not deal. Like, she would like freak out. You could chase her with an onion and she would run away from you. Like, just onions. I don't understand. Like, what can this onion do to you? Like, it's like, what can a pickle do to you? But because I do my research, and everybody loves how I do my research, the fear of pickles is called triskaidekaphobia. It is a thing.
But I feel like
real thing. That link I showed you, I don't know if you actually took a look at it, but there's a clip from Maury Povich on there where this chick is afraid of pickles.
Well, like I hadn't watched it before you sent it to me, and I was like, okay, that's kind of random, but I guess I can include it.
Yes,
Like,
know.
clearly
I know.
something happened.
This morning on Facebook, I like messaged him earlier because I know he doesn't watch it live because he doesn't have cable, right? So I was just like, I'll just I looked up the thing and I'm like, all right. I'm like, so I just messaged him like, you got to put this in your blog, and I just emailed him the link to this Triskaidekaphobia site, and he's like, okay, I will. And that was it because he hadn't seen the episode. He's just thinking I'm a friggin' nutcase, but
It's like, well, maybe she's lost a little bit, but I'll tell her. I'll tell her I'll put it in there.
yeah. Okay, so we have some comments here. Okay. Colleen, calm down. No physical violence will be tolerated. I guess that was when I wanted to strangle
Strangle Andy.
And then
She just sent one that was really good.
yeah, we'll get to it. And then there's Dylan has the mental all to air his grievances. I want my time. Where's my air time? You know what? I would be like, I want the hot seat and I want it right now and I want it for half of the frickin' show because all these guys got way more airtime than I ever did.
Exactly.
And then it's like, what is this season and not letting the women know what's going on? Afraid of getting sent home like Eric did? Yeah. Yeah, I guess that, yeah, I mean, he opened his mouth and was, like, told her something she didn't want to hear, and the limo came for him right away, so I guess they're totally afraid to be like, the guy you're, like, totally in love with is a total douchebag.
Right.
And for fear that the limo pulls up again. That's a good point, Colleen.
It is.
And this is not happening, ever. So you can stop right now, Colleen. For finale of the show, will you two please dress up and make a Right Reasons rap video live? No.
We have to.
I could maybe talk Eric into doing what he did for my birthday with our
No,
faces.
we gotta do the real thing.
No, there's no way I'm rapping. If I kiss some ass, really good for the next
Colleen,
week.
just start spamming her with tweets. Tell her she's
Yes,
gotta do
Colleen,
it.
do like, I don't know, you gotta find a YouTube clip of the rap first so that he's got background to put our faces on. But yeah, if you can, you go at Eric, and I'll permanently attach my lips right to his ass and see what happens. But this ain't happening live at all.
Oh, it's gotta happen live. It's got to.
No, it ain't
How many weeks
happening.
we got left? We got 2 weeks left. I'll work on you. We'll get it done.
I am the whitest. Look at me. I am the whitest of the white girls. I do not rap. I do not dance. There's no way in hell this is happening.
That'd make for a great show.
Not happening. You know, yeah, you Tyler, that'd be great. You can do it.
Not by myself. She asked for the both of us.
You can do it. Yeah, I guess that's it for this week. They go to hometowns next week. I can't believe.
It's already that far.
I know. Like, I don't know if it's because they doubled up 1 week or not, but this just feels like it's
This is my way really quickly.
So fast. Like 3 more weeks and we're done. I'm not ready to be done.
Yeah, me either.
So sad.
I keep waiting.
We just got our overlays freaking working. How can we
I know. Like we just got ourselves together.
Mine's backwards.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not backwards.
You sure?
Yes, it's good.
It looks backwards.
It's the reflection because mine's backwards too.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
We've only been live for like 56 minutes now.
Eric would get so pissed at me. I was like, oh my God, Eric, we got them on, but they were backwards.
That would have been so great though.
Oh, he would kill me. You don't even know. My phone's been going out. I'm afraid that that's him, like, freaking the hell out.
And then he'll be mad that you threw it across the room.
I didn't even look at who was messaging me. I wanted it farther away so that you're not picking up the ding so loudly. It's on the couch. It's safe. So good. Yeah, you get to see so much more of my basement now too. It's such a crazy camera.
Yeah, I know. We're like
introduce you to my husband's toys. These are all like blurry because I didn't have an HD camera before, but now, yeah, you can get to see. I got some Lara Croft over there. I got some Betty Boop and the little Wonder Woman over there.
It's like you're on Big Brother 16. We're finally seeing you in HD now.
I know. And they're like, please give her back the old camera. It's awful. No. So, I guess, yeah, we're done. We're done with our Bachelorette recap. Nothing more to say. Hometowns next week. We're good for that. Let's sidebar, people. We always do this at the end of our shows now. It's got to be a Big Brother.
We got to do a little bit of Big Brother.
A little Big Brother. What are you thinking?
Oh my God.
Now that we've seen everybody.
There's so much. Okay, well, I still am Team Frankie and Team Joey. After the first 2 episodes, I was still all for them. No one else has been, like, stood out to me yet. But, I mean, I'm guessing I'm going to have to find someone else because I tell you, I just picked the worst possible
people. I picked Joey
people.
too, though. I picked Joey too.
She's self-destructed.
She did. She imploded. She's a recruit. This is what they do.
What she said was,
shut their mouths ever.
She's like, I've never seen the show before I was sequestered, and she's like, seeing people have alliances in like episode 2, you don't realize that that's like 2 weeks into the game. She's like, so that's what I thought you were just supposed to do. And she said that on the feeds, and I was like, well, she's got a point. I mean, that's what you expect when you get these people who've never seen the show before.
Exactly. It's just, oh my God. Do you know what happened today, this morning? I got a tweet from one of our feed updaters, John. Derek mentioned us. Not us.
I saw that on Instagram, and then Cody cut him off.
Yes! And then they went to fish.
And, like, they went to fish.
Anybody watching, if you go camera 3, 3:14 a.m. Big Brother time, Derek's talking, you know, he's like...
It's him and Brittany.
Yeah, and Derek is a pretty big fan of the show or whatever, and he's talking about how he he goes to Jokers and Hamster Watch and stuff like that. And he's like, and that reality recaps, they're pretty cool. And then Cody's like, blah blah blah, and he's like, what? And then fish. I'm like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe. Awesome. He's like, reality recaps is really cool, and I'm like, if only he had time to finish that sentence. Like,
shout out.
Shout out. Hopefully he does it again. That's why we need our feeders to be working 24/7, so we can hear this kind of thing. So that just kind of make me like him a little bit more. But yeah, no, I totally agree with the Joey thing. Like, she's imploding. She won't shut her mouth. And this is the worst week to be nominated just because it's not a week.
You're not going to get... Exactly. Everyone's going to be unanimous. No one's going to want to split.
But not that. It's so long. You're on the block for so much longer.
And what my issue is that she is like, she's not trying hard enough to get herself off the block. Like, she's on Team America. And we would not have got Alyssa past week 1 if Alyssa didn't say, I'm MVP. And Joey only telling Hayden that she's America's player.
Oh, she did?
She told Hayden that she was America's player, and he was like, so what does that mean? And she wouldn't tell him what it meant. So
she doesn't even really know yet either.
So then later on last night, Nicole. He was telling Nicole about it, and he thinks that she's lying about it because she doesn't know anything about it. So it's something that he thinks it's something.
Well, yeah, because she's waiting for 2 more people to show up. So of course she doesn't know anything about it.
Exactly, but she could totally be using that to her advantage to advance her in the game, and that she's not being more vocal.
Because she doesn't know. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand how the game works. She doesn't understand what she's supposed to do, what she's supposed to say. She's like, at one point she's like, I don't even know what to offer people. Like, what do I offer people? I'm like, you offer them your vote. You basically offer them to be a puppet.
And like, what I don't like is
it just drives me crazy.
Pow Pow is got.
No human being is called Pow Pow. Her name is Paula.
I can't. What's her real name?
Paula.
Paula. Well, she's got good DRs. I will give her that. But she tries a little too much to be like Gina Marie, I think, and she's just not a Gina Marie type character. No. And so she kind of edges me in the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm not a.
And she's not going to be. She's not going to be a good. She's strictly a floater. She'll make it if she gets past this week. And Joey doesn't like do some justice and get to stick around. she'll end up making it to Jerry.
Yeah, because like
And
Joey was campaigning huge this yesterday. Like just it was non-stop. Anytime I turned on the feeds, Joey was with Caleb, or she was with Devin, or she was with Derek, and it was just like, oh, shut up. You have 4 days left. 4 more days. I'm like, do you understand how fast things change in this house? If you
oh, I
get their
know.
vote today, tomorrow it's Paula's, and then you got to redo all this work. You
Well,
put
and
it in
like,
feed and you let it grow, and then on Wednesday you put in Wednesday night, Thursday morning you throw in your final push. Don't show every card you have on Monday.
right, and like Brittany was talking to Cody last night. I forget when it was, because I like only watched them for a little bit last night. And Brittany was talking to Cody, and she was like, "Joey's already told me that I should vote her out because she doesn't want me to have a target on my back for the next week." I'm like, "It's Monday. Joey
Monday.
has so much time to save herself. Don't tell your one person
Like,
you have alliance with."
Joey can save herself. Paula can implode. Like so, Paula. Like God knows what Paula can do in 4 days. Like
Oh, Jacosta's got her on a tight leash. I don't think anything's gonna happen to her. Jacosta's gonna keep her in line. She's
oh
gonna
my
just
God, did anybody see the intro? What did you think of the new intro? I love the new intro, by the way.
I didn't see it.
Oh, read my blog. I have a link to the intro in my blog.
Okay,
It's
I'll
like
check it out.
it's like full out people. Like it's not like the people in like the little like
Little boxes.
the box anymore. Now it's like full like cutouts of them, and like they put them out or whatever. They spelt Jacosta's name wrong.
Well, they do J-A.
Jacosta.
Oh my God. See,
Jacosta.
once again, someone has my job that I want, and they're doing it wrong.
like, like someone is on the unemployment line today. Like, and I watch Wednesday's episode. Let's see if it gets fixed. Like,
Because if anyone saw this week's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County, there was a moment where they had to put subtitles at the bottom because they were whispering, and they spelled "all right" as 2 words when it was only in a scenario that it needed one. And I was like, oh my God. And they didn't do it just like once because the person kept saying "all right," and they kept
isn't
misspelling
it 2 words? All right is 2 words, no?
No, but they were saying it as in like the "all right," like okay, like
It's still two
ALR.
words.
No, it's not always 2 words.
If you put it in 1 word, it will always be spell check wrong. Which why the bomb squad needs to dismantle because my spell check hates that alliance name. Hates it.
Oh well, it's total movie company.
Oh my
Total
God.
movie company.
My like when I'm writing my blogs, like my spell check goes friggin' nuts over this thing because it hates it. It hates Jacosta's name. Like
What do you think of Devin?
I hate him.
And I'm so upset that you told me he played for the Cardinals, so I went and Googled it, and he did play for the Cardinals. So like, like now he's making my home look bad. He's not even from here, but he makes my home look bad because he played for the Cardinals.
yeah. Oh, we got him.
We got a comment?
Yeah, from Colleen. Why doesn't Joey say who is the house? Why can't the house all vote for Paula? Come on, Joey. Exactly. Like I hate house votes. I hate how they work. Like they're little ants just following the queen bee. Just
Like what I love this season like has so much like potential to be a great season, and like I think it could, if they don't vote out Joey, I think it could go in a good direction.
you know,
Because I love it that we have no showmances.
not yet anyway. Oh my God, Caleb. Jesus Christ, dude.
I think the only chance we have of a showmance is Cody and Brittany. I think that's the closest thing we have to a showmance.
Oh no. Have you not seen Twitter today?
No, I haven't.
There is a showman's brewing, and it will be something you don't even expect.
Who?
I will name it for you. It's called Zanky.
Oh, no. They've been like inseparable since day one.
No. You need to check your Twitter when we're done here.
Really?
You need to check your Twitter.
Okay, I guess
Zanky is a thing. I would love for Zanky to happen. I'm telling you right now, this is what the house needs. Right now.
This movie
Never has
so,
ever
like,
happened, ever. this needs to happen. I'm telling you right now.
This would be a total. It would not. I'm totally intrigued now
I
to
would love
check
to
this
see the
out.
Southern stage just totally friggin' shit fit themselves right
They
now.
would. They would not put it on the
Love it.
CBS show. They would not put it on the CBS show.
Love it. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't put it on, but
What? Well, good lord, what happened last night that I
I
missed?
don't know. I guess like all this shit's coming out. Like they were like the house guests were these guys. You can tell it's the season recruits because they don't understand what they can and what they can't talk about because fish happen so often,
So
but just
much.
for split seconds. Like it's just for them to say shut the fuck up, and then they put them back on again, and then they forget because they're like fish, and they go back to talking about it again, and then the speeds go down again. Shut the fuck up, come back up again, and it's just. I just watched Colleen's tweets are hilarious. She's like, stop, no human is called back.
It's so true though. Like,
But yeah,
like
like, so like these guys, they have no idea, like they don't understand, like that they can't talk about, like they can't talk about sequester, they can't talk about what happened on media day, they can't talk about this shit,
well,
and
and they
that's what
keep
they
talking
do.
about the stipend for making it to jury. And I'm like, it's week one, people. Like, that's really early
Yeah.
to start talking about this, but it keeps cutting to fish every time they talk about it.
Well,
Because
apparently they get
apparently,
paid. They get paid no matter what. Apparently, because I was listening to this radio show, and they had Willie Hantz on it,
uh-huh.
and I guess back at BB14 days, they got before pre-jury they got $700 a week to be there, and then I guess stipend goes because I mean Brittany used to talk about stipend all the time, and I guess stipend goes up once you get into jury because at that point you have like no you can't compete, you have no access to getting the money, so they have to up your stipend to sequester you some more
Yeah,
basically. So yeah, so yeah, they're getting paid right now. Like they're getting like
yeah.
$1,000 a week right now as it is. But yeah, like they have no idea what they can talk about. So I guess they were talking about meet like who was it? I think it was Cody was talking about media day, and I guess him and Zach were kind of paired up together a bit for media day, and I guess Zach was looking at Frankie and was like, "Oh my God, that guy makes me so hard."
Oh, wow.
And he's uttered it to other people like in the house. So Zanky, I don't know if Frankie's into Cody, but like
That's
yeah,
very interesting. This would be a total Big Brother first.
it would be amazing. I would be like, give me some popcorn.
Well, because like in all the preseason interviews, everyone was asking Frankie like if he was going to be in a showmance, and he was like, "That's the last thing that I can even worry about." He was like, "That would never even happen. Like, TV's not ready for that."
Oh my God, they removed the foil sheets. Colleen just said the best thing this season is the foil sheets being removed.
I knew they got different ones because
They
they were
must
talking
have. My God, that must have been a sound guy's nightmare. Could you imagine? Just being
about it
hooked
on the
up to those
feeds last night.
cameras with those freaking things in your ears, just having to listen to the crinkling of those freaking sheets all day. They
It would
didn't
have been
think that
awful.
through. Yeah, they didn't even get a blender this year.
Oh yeah, because I heard Pow Pow
Yeah, they were
complaining about
talking.
wanting about a
No,
smoothie.
no,
I can't say her real name. I can't say it. That's why.
Paula, Paula,
Paola? Paola?
Pow, Pow, La, Paula,
Paola. Paola. Okay.
Pow, like Pow, 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 La, Paula.
I don't know. She's. I really hope she goes. She's a total like. I finally get to watch Battle of the Block, and I don't know. Like she.
Oh my God, the Battle of Block was hilarious, and she's
It
like
was such a
hanging
great.
there.
It was such a great competition. Like that was a competition that one we've never seen before, so that's why I liked
Well,
it.
we kind of have. The premise of
Not
it we have. That premise is the same as the milk one from last season, where they like yeah they weren't on swings, but it's the same like they had to throw the milk to each other and then put it in the thing.
Oh yeah,
Remember how
yeah.
Howard used to just drench Aaron with milk just because he
Oh
hated it?
yeah, because he hated her.
Like
Yeah.
it's the same premise. It's a different
I just thought like the whole like setup. It was very Gatsby-esque.
It was very cool. It was really
It was
nice to look at. And it was a cool competition. Like it was hard. It
yeah.
was a hard comp.
Well, because I definitely think that HOH is not going to be that big anymore. Like you're gonna want to play. You're gonna want to be able to.
Pull yourself off the block.
Yeah,
Because
you're
I
gonna
guess
want
you're
to.
safe once you get off the block.
Yeah. So the Battle of the Block is the only competition
It's like
that
two
anyone's
vetoes.
going to
It's like
want to
getting
play.
a veto.
Right. That's the one competition
So
that you're going to want to play in.
yeah. Well, you don't really want to play in it because you don't want to be on the block. Because if you lose, then you're screwed. It's
But
not
that's
something you want to play in.
but that's the only one that you know for sure you are going to be safe.
Well, no, you
Like
want to play in the veto because you don't want to be on the block. You never want to be on the block.
Veto, I think, is the worst competition out of the whole game. I hate the veto because it's so
I wouldn't want to be in Battle of the Block because these are always going to be team comps. You're never going to be relying strictly on your own self to get the hell off that block. You're always going to be with a person. So if you're poor Donnie who knows how to swing and you're with dumbass Paula who can't swing to save her life, you're screwed. You never want your power to be in someone else's hands. That's just stupid.
I wanted them to win so bad. Like, I don't know. I'm over Victoria.
What did you think of Frankie nominating Victoria?
I was random. Like
it was.
I didn't understand because like on the CBS show, like we didn't see because like I just watched Battle of the Block and like the nominations in Battle of the Block. I didn't watch anything before that in that episode. So like, did we see something happen to them or something? Because like I know they're not as close as they are now.
Nothing happened to them. What happened was he was talking to Caleb, and Caleb was like, "Well, who are you going to nominate?" And like they talked about their separate HOH comps because Caleb didn't get to see Frankie's, right? And he's like, "Well, Paolo was the first one off the kite, and like the first female, and Donnie was the first male." He's like, "If you want to make it fair, do first man, first woman." And he's like, "Okay." So that's what he did. And then Frankie went with, Victoria would have ended up on the block either way had he done, because he was supposed to do first man, first woman too, but I think first man was part of their alliance.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly. I don't remember who was the first guy off. It was what? It was Caleb won. Hayden was next. Then it was
I think it was Derek. Derek was the first.
Who was the other guy, though? Who was the other guy left?
No, it was Devin. Devin was the first guy.
Devin was in the first batch. Devin was in the first night.
Yeah, he was.
Who
was the other guy?
Who was the other guy? Holy shit. Who was the other guy? It was Hayden, Devin. Okay. Wasn't
It
Cody.
was.
Zach.
Zach, there we go.
Wow.
And so obviously Frankie's not gonna nominate Zach.
Exactly. So he's not gonna nominate Zach. So his whole
But
reason
I feel
was
at
I'll
the
do the
same
first
time,
two
like,
off
Caleb,
the spit.
Caleb should have nominated his two, and Frankie should have nominated his two. Like, I don't know. I just didn't agree. I'm not a Caleb fan. Caleb is.
Yeah.
There's lots of people that I'm ready for them to leave, like Caleb and Devin. And people are probably gonna hate on me for this, but I'm not a Donnie fan. I'm not a Duck Dynasty fan. I know, but I'm not a whole fan of Duck Dynasty, and I'm not a whole.
He's not a fan of Duck Dynasty either. He's not a hunter.
I know, but he just gets that. I get that total Duck Dynasty vibe from him, and
I just wanted to shave his beard. I think if he took off that beard,
I could do him without the beard. Beards freak me out.
If he could just take that beard off, I think we'd see a whole different Donnie. And I think he'd be really handsome without the beard. I hate those long, scruffy. Give me like an Eric beard or whatever, but don't give me this.
A dynasty beard.
Yeah, I don't like it. But whatever. So yeah, that's why Victoria and him are a little off, because the night one when she walked in the house, he was like, "We're gonna be best friends," and like he said that to
everyone.
She had a really sad diary room, though. If you can actually get to the episode and watch you should be able to watch the whole thing on CBS.
Yeah, I'll probably go
Um,
and do that.
it was a really sad diary room for her because she was totally flabbergasted. I mean, yeah, it kind of took her down a peg because she was like, oh, I get to go in the HOH shower and stuff like that, but like it gutted her. Like it really gutted her. And so now, and like she's not, thankfully she's not stupid. Like, yeah, she's a prissy princess, but she's not stupid. So she's
Yeah.
like she's pretending things are okay, but things are not okay. Like Frankie burned a bridge, and he was
Oh,
stupid.
definitely.
He was stupid. Like that was a stupid move. Like you have
But at
so
the same
many,
time, he has got 14 other bridges
yeah.
that.
But he's like, here's how I'm gonna spin it. He's like, I'm gonna spin it so that I can say that, Caleb went first. Caleb took my nominees. I had nobody else left. There's 16 people in this house. You had 12 people to choose from.
Well, if it were me, I would have spun it like we decided as the two HOHs together to take out the first four people that fell
But
off.
Donnie, that doesn't make sense because Donnie wasn't the second one to fall.
Oh, that's true. Then they would have
Donnie
to
wasn't the second
explain
one
why
to
Zach
fall.
wasn't nominated.
No, because it wasn't Paula then Donnie. It was
I
Paula.
mean,
Yeah,
first guy and first girl. Then they would have to
yeah,
explain why Zach wasn't nominated.
exactly. Like they can't explain it either way. They can't explain it as the first two off, or they can't explain it as the first man and first woman off. So like that's how he was going to explain it. How Caleb took my nominees. I had nobody else left. What was I going to do? Well, you had 12 people in that house.
Right.
You had you had a
I
lot of people. At
loved.
this point, it's not like you're down to the final 8 and you had nobody left. You had a ton of people to choose from. Don't pull that bullshit. She's not stupid. She does run her own business, so let's give her a little
Yeah.
bit of credit here. Like,
What do you think about Brittany?
she's there. I don't know.
She's totally gonna. I don't know. She opened her mouth up a little bit too much last night, which may have gotten her into a little bit of trouble. But I think she's going to be what if that doesn't affect her game. She's going to be around for a while just because of the fact that she cooks 24/7 and cleans.
The thing
That's
is, though,
the
she does
bar.
not sleep. That girl does not sleep ever. And
What I want to know is if
that
it's
is
just
gonna
because
play on
she's a have not. If once she's not a have not, if she'll sleep.
but that lack of sleep is gonna play on her. So
Because the
I don't
amount of
know.
things that she's came up to cope with slop has been unreal.
Colleen just wrote, Eric, Tyler and Dana want you to make a rap video for the Bachelorette finale. Can you make it happen? He's gonna kill me. He's so busy right now. He's gonna kill me.
Now you'll be getting a message from him.
Oh yeah, I'll get a hate tweet in a minute. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I'm used to it. No, but yeah, what do you think of the nomination ceremony though? What like this whole rigmarole?
Love it. Totally love it because it's so much more suspenseful.
I I think the picking up the eggs is stupid. Like that's just the whole theme thing. Like I mean, there's theme and then there's theme, and they've themed this, and I'm like, the friggin' doorbell's a bird chirp. They're picking eggs. I'm like, the second HOH room actually has absolutely nothing to do with the theme. I'm like, that is just.
I love the second HOH
I love
room.
it too because it's not anything to do with this stupid bird treehouse.
I just hate it that it's like connected to the other HOH room because eventually we're going to get two HOHs that hate each other, and they're going to,
Yeah,
like
and the thing is,
you have to walk
it's
through the
not
first
like.
one to get into the.
And it's not like, it's like, okay, the first person off the ledge gets this room and the second person off the ledge gets that room. It's decide for yourself.
Yeah. And well,
And
did you hear
and they
Frankie?
don't get pictures. They don't like there's
Well, and
no
did you hear Frankie complaining about that last night? He was like, "I wish I would have gotten pictures." And I'm like, "It's a good thing he didn't get pictures
he's
because
told them already anyways, doesn't matter. He's
oh,
already
wait,
told them.
he told them.
He told them. They were asking him about his sister. He was giving shout outs for her birthday. Like
When did I? Work is totally screwing with my life right now. When did this happen? Who took it? How did it go down?
I didn't watch it. I just saw it on Twitter. Yeah,
Well,
but
it clearly evidently wasn't a big deal then because I didn't see it.
well, no, because they were just like, oh, like I think the tweet said, they're asking Frankie about his sister. I guess he's told them.
Oh, okay.
So, like, yeah, they were asking him questions about Ariana. So I guess he told them. But like day 2 or 3 of the feeds, I think it was Ariana's birthday, and he was shouting out like happy birthday to her. So maybe
Hmm.
he secret for very long. I don't
Work's
know.
ruining my life right
But like I
now.
don't.
Just
Yeah, I
missing out on
don't like.
everything.
I don't like the eggs. I think that's kind of stupid. That big, huge, giant key case is a little retarded. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
I don't.
mind the box. I don't mind. I don't mind them getting rid of the big wheel, but I think they
I,
could have done
I missed
something with
it
the
a little
wheel.
bit because I mean that is Big Brother. That's what makes
Yeah.
American Big Brother American Big
Like,
Brother.
I think they could have done something with the wheel. Like, I think they could have been like, like everybody's faces are like either lit up to start or in black to start, and as you pull out your key, your face either fades or gets bright, however they want to do it, and then the four nominees are left.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That I think would have worked. Because I'm sorry, but as a blogger, as somebody who is blogging this thing, is writing notes, is tweeting this frickin' show, I nominate. I'm not looking at the TV. I'm writing.
Right. I mean, it does make for a little bit more suspense
Like, I
for
just
those in the house, but I don't
like
know.
they could have modernized it. They could have done it a little differently. Like, I don't like I just don't. And they don't have to say I nominate you. It's there. It is.
Yeah.
Like, be a man and say, hey, you don't like ya. You're going home. Like,
I
just
think we'll get that at some point in time.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I was just like, oh god. Like, there's things that you can change on Big Brother, and there are things that you can't. Like, you can twist it up. You can do things, make it different. But there are some, like, there's just some things that need to stay the same. And I think the nomination ceremony for me
Needed to
is
say the
something.
same.
Like, I had a really hard time season 1 of Big Brother Canada
Because
because
it wasn't the same.
they don't have the round table. Like, the first time I saw the house, and I was like, where are they gonna put the keys? Like,
But see,
that
that's
was
what makes
that
Big
was my
Brother
main
Canada Big Brother
concern.
Canada.
Like,
Like, I don't know. I like it.
no, I don't mind it now, because now that's Big Brother Canada to me. If they were to change Big Brother Canada's way
Exactly.
of doing it now, I'd
Exactly.
be like, no, 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 no. But at least Big Brother Canada's works in the similar way where, you go up, you pull a key, you are safe.
Yeah.
You go up, you pull a key, you are safe. Yeah, it's not a lazy Susan round thing, but it's the same premise.
Right.
Like, yeah,
And this whole Caleb and Amber thing.
he's obsessed. He is
It's so
obsessed.
like Fatal Attraction
Like, it's
style
just,
now.
yeah, like, he just needs to shut up about it. Like, she's already said, I don't see you that way. Just let it go and there's a lot of girls in this house. Just find another one.
No, I don't. I'm okay with this. Like, no drama,
Oh, there's gonna be
no.
drama.
I
There's gonna
know.
be
I don't want it to.
drama.
I don't want it to happen yet, though.
It's just, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already, because, like, the first day, like, Devin said that he liked Joey and looked at her, and Amber was
It's
like,
just so like weird that they on the very first day that they were so obsessed with each other,
I know.
and now they hate each other.
I know. It's just like, oh, like, Devin liked Joey, and, like, the look on Amber's face was like ready to kill him. I don't know. I think it's just Joey's got a hard next 3 days. So we'll see.
I hope that she pulls it out. I want to see her play. So she's. I think once she figures out the game, she will have the chance of having a great social game. Once she
Yeah.
figures it out.
She just needs to calm down. Like, they all just need to go to bed. Like, these people are up until, like, I get up in the morning at 6 or 7 and they're still up. It's like, go to sleep. Like, why
Yeah,
are you
I get up at 5:45 for work, and I turned them on the other day, and there were people still up, and I'm like,
Yeah, so that's
no.
5:45, that's what, 3:45 for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I get up at like 7 and it's 4 o'clock in the morning there, and they're still awake, and they're still, like, they're not even like going to bed. They're still up and
Up and
doing
like
that
gallivanting
thing.
around.
And, like, when you're tired and you're hungry and you're bored, shit's gonna
I
happen.
would sleep so much if I was in that house. Like, if I had the
Well,
chance
that's
to,
what Zach is doing. Apparently, Zach is like a huge sleeper. Like, that guy sleeps for hours. He's up for an hour, goes back
because
down for a
really,
couple
what
hours. He's got
they've been
nothing to
in,
do. He's got his 8-person alliance. Oh, what did you think of that? Did you see that?
Oh, the Crazy Eight or what's it called?
No, 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 no. Like they made up the bomb squad with
Oh,
the
the
six
Bomb Squad.
guys. No, they made
Yeah,
those six guys, right? It was like Frankie and Caleb decided that they needed to make an all guys alliance. So then they brought in Devin and Derek. Derek really was like, no, but yes. Like you're not gonna say no to an alliance, right? But not really into it. And like if you see like I put a screenshot of where like Devin was in the room, like the three guys are like huddled around the table and Devin's like over here. Like you can
yeah.
tell exactly how he's feeling about this without him saying it, just as by his placement in the room. But he's like, I'm gonna go with this because I have to. And then they bring him up one by one. Like they bring up first they bring up Zach. There's an alliance called the Bomb Squad. 6 guys, you're in. Oh, okay, thank you. Right? And then they bring up Cody. He's like, there's a 6 guys alliance. You're the sixth. I'm like, I'm the sixth? Like, no, I'm the first. Like you never want to be the sixth person in the 6-person alliance. Like Devin and Cody are the two that are kind of like I'll
I
take it.
just, it's just something. It's something we see every season.
Oh
Like it's
no, it
all
gets
guys
better. It
alike.
gets better. Oh my God. So then, nominations happen and Devin is going psycho. Did you watch Opposite Worlds?
No.
Oh my God. Devin is gonna go down in flames like Wyatt did on Opposite Worlds quickly. He's gonna deteriorate extremely fast. He is already paranoid out the wazoo. He's just like, Donnie's holding court. He's blah blah blah, like got Donnie blah blah blah. Like just the guy's losing his fucking mind, right? And he decided on his own without talking to anybody that they needed 2 more people in the alliance and they needed to be girls. So he dragged in Amber and Christine because Christine is super smart, big fan of the game, and Amber can be like a good smoke screen. So he told them, without talking to anybody else, about the bomb squad, about the whole alliance. He's like, we're making it an 8-person alliance, and you 2 are in. And Christine's like, he says he trusts me. I don't know why, don't know what I've done, but thank you. Probably shouldn't. Like, is
Ooh,
that,
that could be a good gameplay for
yeah,
her.
like she's amazing in the DR, amazing. And yeah, so brings in Amber and Christine. Then it's like 4:30 in the fucking morning, and he runs upstairs. Poor Caleb passed out to the world. Like the one dude that decides I'm gonna sleep, passed out. He wakes him up. He's like, I got 2 more people in the alliance. She's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, so he added 2 girls to the alliance without telling anybody, and everyone else is like, holy shit, he's a loose cannon. Now they have to like keep an eye on this guy so he doesn't keep adding more people to the alliance. But he's
Oh,
so paranoid of Donnie. Like he's just so paranoid right now that it's not gonna end well. Like he's gonna go real quick.
he needs to go real quick because he made me mad about how he got this thing with Joey going. So he needs to go.
He's yeah. But that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. She's decomposing on the feeds and it's not. I know. Rest in peace, Joey. That's all it's gonna be because she's not staying. There's no way. She can't stop talking. Like just when you
I
think she's
know.
got herself into a good place, she just goes on. And
I just
then
wish that, which I don't understand why she's getting so much flack for starting the All Girls Alliance when it was Paola's.
Paula, yeah, Paula.
It was her idea. She's the one
Yeah.
that brought them all in that room. Well, I don't understand why Joey got the flack for it.
What I think it's because they think of the Team America thing. I think that's why. I think like I mean, there's even rumors around Twitter thinking that is a whole Team America task was an all girls alliance. But Team America won't.
That would explain why Joey got it, because I so thought Frankie would get the first spot.
Frankie's not going to get the first spot. Do you not understand how CBS works?
I know, but
He's going to get the 3rd spot. He has the 1st spot. He's going to get the 3rd spot.
You think so?
Guaranteed. He will have the 3rd
Who
spot.
do you think is going to get it? When do we find out the next one?
Because he's always
Sunday?
going to, probably on Thursday.
Thursday?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know, but don't quote me, but probably on Thursday. This is going to take 3 weeks to get Team America, and Joey's going to be gone, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
It's total
And
Big Brother
I
politics.
wrestled with this. Like I wrestled with this when I was voting. I was like I talked about it in my blog. Like I didn't know what to do for the voting. I was like I ended up voting for Christine because I want to see her play this way. I think she could be good at it. But I'm like, do you vote for who you like and have this possibly blow up their game, or do you vote for people you don't like so it does blow up their game?
See, I had the same thing because I voted the first week. I voted for Joey, and I thought about it, and I was like, really, she's not that experienced of a player. So if I think for this twist to come off good, you need someone like a Christine because
Yeah.
she knows the game so well and she's going to know how to work it.
Or a Zach. Or like
Yeah, someone like that. As opposed to, there's Eric.
I could check if you want me to.
um, I think Joey might be too inexperienced to handle that twist.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, do I? And I love Melissa's theory. Melissa at the Dolphin Poet, we were talking about this, and she's like, I've renamed it Team Anarchy. She's like, I'm just voting for people I hate.
That's a good strategy though. We can
Yeah.
get Caleb and we can get Devin.
Yeah, because like this can go. I mean, this blew up Annie's game. This blew up Eric Stein's game. This blew up who was the saboteur after Annie got Reagan.
Reagan.
It ended up
And
blowing up Reagan's game.
and
Like
it blew
this,
up. It blew up Joey's game too.
yeah. Like I don't think this all girl alliance had anything to do with Team America because it happened way before.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like it was.
Like, and she didn't even start it. And Team America doesn't do anything without us voting for it.
Right.
So we never voted for nothing. So this is like that has nothing to do with Team America. Like Team America is not going to start until we have a Team America.
Yeah. It was
And
like totally Paola's decision. She named it. She picked the girls that were in it. So I don't.
yeah, she had the name before she walked in the house. Like it
Yeah.
was just,
So I don't understand why Joey got all the flack. It's just it irritates me.
I know, and she's so. Although she was streaking like the first night of the feeds, I was like, really, do we need this? Like Hayden was going around with his hat, like he was like Ian Terry running around naked. I'm like, oh Lord, and then she was walking around in like a little skimpy, teeny like G-string thing, and like she didn't even band-aid her boobs the way Amanda had the class to do. Like she was just running around letting it all hang out, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. So everyone like she's offering to flash people like to stay safe, and I'm like, you ran around naked like day 3, so
They've seen it, and that's just when the feeds came on. They could.
yeah.
No telling what that first 5 days
And I
was
think
like
that's
before
why
we
Big
got
Brother's not making them go to bed either, because I think they want like the first week of feeds to be really good to hook everybody, because they normally put them to bed, do they not? Like I've never this is my first time with like American feeds.
Yeah, this is my first time with the feeds too. But I thought that they had to go to bed by a certain time because they have to wake up by a certain time so the feeds are going
But they're
during
not
the
waking
day.
them up either. That's the thing. Like they were like asleep until like well after noon today.
Yeah, see, I thought that Big Brother woke them up.
Yeah, so they're not waking them up right now either. So I'm thinking, like they know that most people are watching overnight, like at night. So
Because when they wake them up, that's the one time that they get music because that's how they're.
yeah.
Because I remember how Amanda and Andy were talking about.
That's how Amanda and McCrae would have sex, when the feeds were down.
Because they were talking about how the house would always play Blurred Lines all the time, and they never realized that it must have been that big of a song because they were stuck in the house. But they were like they played that all the time to wake us up.
Yeah, no, so like they're not really waking them up, like right now either. So like I think they're just letting the week play out so that like people get hooked. Like they want to hook you, right?
Right.
And then because like I mean nobody like they don't go to bed until like 8 o'clock our time. Like well after 8 o'clock. Like the only reason why I know this is because the feeders are like they're sleeping. What do I do? And I'm like, well, just watch them sleep.
Yeah.
Somebody will wake up because somebody's gone to bed early. Like something like. And like Brittany just doesn't sleep. Like Brittany didn't sleep that first night of the feed. She didn't sleep last night. Like that girl is gonna get tired and cranky. And yeah, so I don't know.
Last night they were all talking about the HOH. They all think it's gonna be an endurance one on Thursday. And I was like, if you have ever watched a season,
you just came out of an endurance competition. What the hell are you talking about?
Frankie was like, it's gonna be one of those where like we have to stand on the board. And I'm like, that is the one that you get right when jury starts. Like that's the very
Yeah.
first one. I was like, week 2, it's gonna be a mental one that lasts like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a puzzle. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be like it's not gonna be questions. They can't do anything questioning you yet. But no, oh, I don't know. These people, these people, they're not using this because they don't go to bed. Like Big
I
Brother
know.
needs to put these people to bed.
It's just like the Bachelorette. They don't eat.
Oh no, they're
So,
eating like hell. They're eating like
well, no,
crazy.
I mean like how the Bachelorette they don't eat, so they're crazy. On Big Brother they don't sleep, so they're crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God, but Caleb needs to clean his room. Oh, I can't.
Caleb needs to do a lot of things, including leave that house, but
His room is so gross. I'm like, how does your room get so dirty so
I know
fast?
the HOH room is usually the only room of the house that's ever clean.
It's just like, yeah, oh God, the bedrooms. At least the kitchen is clean. I have to say, they're doing a very good job this
Well,
year.
because Brittany is like working, slaving away
And not just
24/7 in
Brittany,
that
but a lot
kitchen.
of them are. And like some, and like, because they're a little bit older, like, they kind of realize that, like, Brittany was up all night cleaning. You best not mess it up because she'll kill you. Like,
Right.
so like they're kind of cognizant of it, but yeah, it's I can't deal with the bathroom. Like that's such a beautiful bathroom, and oh God, girls, ladies, listen to me. Put your bras away. No one needs to see it. We don't
Yeah,
want to
and your
see
hair
it.
extensions too.
Your bras and your panties, like come on. Like Jocasta, when you're folding your laundry, it doesn't need to be up like this for everyone to see your
Well, did you
thong
see?
underwear. No one wants to see it.
Did you see Paola? I'm gonna say her name wrong all the time. That's why I call her Pow Pow. That's why I call her Pow Pow. When she was asking like how to wash underwear last night, I was like, shouldn't you know that already?
Does she live with her parents?
I have no idea, but she was like, do I hang dry them or do I put them in the dryer? And I
Mm.
was like, um,
Oh,
okay.
God,
How
God
old
help
are
us all. God knows the state of Paola's underwear then. Holy shit.
you? I was just like, come on.
Yeah, like they just leave it everywhere. And I'm like, I don't want to see your underbritches. I don't, like, just stop. Stop.
Yeah.
And the bow ties. She was without a bow tie the other day. I was like,
Yes,
wow.
she was. She was without it last night too. I
I
got
guess
to
she
see.
takes it off when she gets ready for bed, maybe? I don't
Yeah.
know. But, I mean, she was in her bathing suit with it on the other day. I was like, are you kidding? Like,
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for her to leave because I feel like Jeff's gonna ask her about that, and I want to know the significance of it.
yeah, I don't know. But
I think it's gonna be a good season overall.
it is. I can't wait for Wednesday. Can't wait to see it and do all that good stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. Still debating on the Amazing Race blog.
I
I'm
think you
like
should do it.
I'm like 98% sure I should do it.
I think you should.
I'm busy.
That's true. Big
But
Brother's Big Brother and The Bachelorette. That's two busy things going on right now.
very busy thing. It's a busy, busy machine. But yes, I guess we should wrap this up.
Yes,
And
this was fun.
yeah, it was very fun. And so we will see you guys for hometowns next week. And don't forget to buy your live feeds at yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16. You can check out all our other content there. My blogs, Eric's recaps with Miss Cleo and John. And yeah, the premiere party video is edited and up, and it's hilarious. So yeah,
So,
go there and check all that crap out. And then, yeah, check me out on Twitter at DeepMajir1975.
and if you want a little more reality drama, you can look at my Kardashians blog. This week was pretty intense, and you can find that on the website. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes.
Yes. Oh, and I'm going to be, I didn't even tell you. I'm going to be on Melissa's show tonight, Reality Rehab at 7 o'clock. So you can check me, Melissa, and I believe, don't quote me on it, but I think Spencer is going to be there as well. So that's,
Nice.
yes, that's yourrealityrecaps.com/reality rehab at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, and that would be 4 Pacific.
Look at you getting the whole time zone
Oh
down.
my God, it's so hard. So yeah, so I'm really excited to be talking with hopefully Spencer and Melissa, and yeah, we're gonna be talking Big Brother tonight. So yeah, yay! So yeah, check us all out there, and we will see you guys next week. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.